today we're going to draw a really cool picture of a blue whale. Get your art supplies ready. We're going to need a paper and something to draw with. Today I'm going to be drawing directly with a Sharpie marker. I'm going to keep some coloring supplies handy, and you can use your choice of coloring supplies when your drawing is finished. Okay, so to get started, we're going to actually start with the whale's eye. I like to start with the eye. Now in this picture right here, I'm thinking, let's see, 1, 2, 3 hands. The eye is about 2 hands over for me. So I'm gonna start at the top of the picture, come down to the center, and then move forward just a little bit. Okay, start at the top left, go to about the center, come down to the middle of my paper, and move over just a bit. Okay, now I'm going to draw the whale's eye in that spot. Go ahead and pause the video anytime you need to get started. Okay, we're gonna draw a cartoon eye, so it's gonna be a little bit larger than a real whale. I'm gonna start with a large circle, and then I'm gonna do a slightly smaller circle, and I'm gonna leave a little bit of white underneath, and I'm gonna do a small white circle in the middle. So this area will get filled in black. And you can take your time, pause the video if you need to, and fill that in. Okay, now we're going to look at this area right here under the eye. So I'm just gonna draw a little smile line under the eye. And then from there, we're gonna come out and draw the mouth. And then from there, we're gonna go down and up, kind of like a smile line, a great big huge smile line for the whale's belly. And it's gonna curve all the way up and around on its tail. Okay, so let's just practice that. We're gonna think about down to here. It's gonna come up past where I have the eye and go to here, and then I'm gonna leave some space for the tail. Okay, now let's give it a try. So down, curve it around, bring it up past the eye. It's gonna start to come back in, and I'm gonna add a little bit more of a curve here so that I have room for the tail flukes. All right, now I'm going to do the little area right here, very skinny. So I do a little curve here, curve it around. And don't worry if this is perfect, because when you look at something underwater, it's always going to be a little bit different depending on what angle you're looking at it. And so therefore, if it's a little bit off, it's not a problem. All right, this is just about above the eye. This is where I'm gonna be planting the blowhole, where the water and the air spouts out at the top. And so I'm gonna leave a little opening there, maybe a little circle. And then we switch direction, it kind of curves down as we go here. So I'm gonna come down a little bit and curve. And I'm gonna stop before I touch this part. And then we're gonna come in and meet right there, okay? And then we're going to just show some of these lines from the other side of the whale. We're gonna fill in that area like so. And then we've got a change of color. So the top half of the whale is gonna be a darker blue than the bottom half of the whale. So I wanna just go like this and draw a line across like so. Then we're gonna give him his fin, pectoral fin. And we're just gonna give him, it doesn't have a huge dorsal fin, we're just gonna give him a little fin right here. All right. Next thing I wanna draw is the tail flukes. This is a really cool part of any whale. And so the tail flukes, let's say this is where I'm gonna put a dot there. That's gonna be my center part. I'm gonna go up and down, and that'll be like, almost like a little shallow M shape. And then I'm going to stretch it out and curve it back up again. Stretch it up. Kind of looks like a mustache. And then we're going to do a curved line back to our original tail line. And you'll get a tail fluke. Okay, next thing we're going to do is the blowhole. And I like to just do kind of like a letter V to start with. And then I'll go above the V. We're going to make a little curve or two, and these can be all different They're just water splashing out and blowing in different directions, so yours can look different than mine. Eventually I'm gonna bring these in and kind of connect them, put a few lines in the middle, and we're gonna do some splashes, some almost teardrop shaped splashes out the sides. You can work on these on your own time at a later point. Okay, and then the last part we need to do together here are these lines. So I'm going to turn my paper a bit because it makes it easier for me to draw. And I'm going to go on an angle. And I want to leave a little space in between these lines. When I colored my whale, you can see that I used a darker blue on the top half of the whale and a lighter blue on this area. So we're just going to go across here with these big, long, sort of diagonal lines. It's a cool part of the whale, underside of the whale, like so. Okay, now if you like, you could just finish your picture like that, give it a signature, and be done. If you want, you could also add some things on the bottom of the ocean. So I'm gonna draw a little brain coral. Brain coral has little squiggly lines on it. It's kind of a circle shape. Because this whale is so big, my coral has to be very small in comparison. I think I actually made this a little bit too big. I'm gonna do some other shapes and rocks and coral and things that might be living under the ocean. You could go in and add seaweed. You could add fish, maybe a ray, a jellyfish, anything like that that you want to add to your picture. You can go online and research, or maybe you have a book that might have some coral in it, or some other ocean creatures. Go ahead and add that. I tried to make it look like my whale was part underwater and part above water just because I had drawn the blowhole. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of a line there where the surface of the water is, because the whale does have to come up and breathe because it is a mammal. Okay, I'm gonna sign my picture, and I like to put the year. And then you can just get out your favorite coloring materials and get busy and color your picture. I hope you enjoyed drawing with me today. Have a great time, and maybe you'll find a time to research whales and other ocean creatures and have some fun. Bye-bye.